Hey everyone, I'm Becky with Fox Productions. Thanks for joining me today. This is where you come if you're an independent artist and you want to learn everything about the music industry, including marketing, your branding, distribution, songwriting. My job is to help you feel like you are empowered, like you are in control of your own music business. I hope that you'll subscribe and also click that little button so that you're notified when videos come out, because I am providing videos for y'all about once a week. So today, in honor of Taylor Swift, who just broke a bunch of Billboard records, I am going to introduce you to the world of intervals. This is one of the first things that you need to learn when you're saying, I want to increase my ear training, or I need to tune my ears better. They need to start hearing detail better. This is step one. If you can recognize intervals, which is defined as the distance between two notes, then that's entry level aural skills. Aural as in auditory. So get these intervals down. When I went to college, this was in, I don't even want to tell you, it was a long time ago, but let's say it was probably before you were born. All of the songs that they gave us to help us remember intervals, and you'll understand what I mean in a minute, were from like my parents' era. And I've realized over the years that as I've tried to teach teenagers, young adults, these little interval song tricks, they don't even know the songs that I'm referring to. For example, the interval of major 7 is kind of a hard one. The song that we always used to get our brains to hear a major 7 was Valley High, and that's from a musical that I have never even seen, or actually I have, South Pacific. It's an older musical. My mom loved it. It was never my thing. I think I may have seen it once all the way through, and that was it. It's just not my kind of musical, and probably not yours either. So you may have never even heard that Valley High song. How would you know to think of that song when you're like, ooh, what is that interval? What does a major 7 sound like? Okay, so let's get to the whole point of this video. I have little Taylor Swift songs to reference every single interval except one. Taylor is an incredible songwriter. She used all intervals except one in her songwriting. First of all, remember, this is about the distance between notes. And so the first one kind of seems like an obvious one. It's called a unison, which just is like, it's the same note. You'd be surprised that not everyone can hear that, oh, this note and that note are the exact same note. But this is just to help you remember what all of these intervals are. So Taylor actually uses unisons a lot in her melodies, but the most obvious one is nice to meet you, how you been, blank space. Okay, minor second is otherwise known as a half step. And the song I'm going to reference for that is We Were Both Young When I First Saw You, da-da, da-dum. She uses a minor second a lot in her songs as well. There's also Gorgeous. Let me see if I can find it. You're so gorgeous, do-do-do. That's a minor second. Major second is also known as a whole step. I always hear chopsticks. Now, if you are not familiar with chopsticks, see, how would that help you? But in Taylor's world, a major second would be in You Belong With Me, that goes If you could see the da 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 da, that's a major second. And also never getting back together. We are never, ever, ever. Major second. Da 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 da. Next one, Bad Blood, is the minor third. Bad blood, da. That's a minor third. Bad blood. Next one, major third, is the song I'm referencing is You Need to Calm Down in the verse. Da 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 da. That's, well, she's got a unison, da 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 da, and then a major third, da 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 da. Perfect fourth, Love Story, the hook. Romeo, da da da. That's a perfect fourth. The next one, now I'm going to skip, there's another interval in here that's called a tritone. It's that. I actually found a tritone in Taylor's songs, and it wasn't until I listened to every single song on her Midnight album that I found it, because I scoured every single song, and then Midnight came out and I was like, oh, there it is. So we're going to get to that. We're going to save it for the end. Then perfect fifth. I knew you were trouble when you walked in. Okay, that's our perfect fifth. Okay, the minor sixth, the song Lover. What is that? That's a major third, right? You hear that major third? And then at the end of the chorus, my, down to that note. That's a minor six right there. My lover. Okay, the major six that I found was in Wildest Dreams. Wildest dreams, from this to this, the streams of, and then it goes. She uses, I mean, you got to give her kudos. This girl knows how to write a song, right? And one thing that you'll realize once you start paying attention to intervals is that she does a lot of jumping around. And so when you're writing a song, if you're like, why does this sound so boring? Maybe try doing some jumping around. Okay, the minor seventh I found in one of her new songs called Mad Woman. And there's nothing like and there's nothing. That's a minor seven. Now, on to major seven, which is this. I could not find that interval in her songs, not directly one right after one note right after the next. If you find it, I want you to let me know. Comment below and say, oh yeah, she's got a major seven right here, because I could not find it. Now the octave interval. Now I'm lying on the cold hard ground. Oh, that one's pretty easy to hear. It's the same note, an octave higher. And I'm lying on the cold hard ground. Oh, so there's your octave. Okay, now I promised you the tritone, and it's in one of her new songs off of her Midnight's album called Vigilante, S-H-I-T. I have a pure mouth. Just kidding. The perfect fourth is Here Comes the Bride. That's actually the interval I've always thought of with perfect fourth, and you probably know that song. Perfect fourth, and then you raise a half step on the top note. That's a tritone. It's a very uncomfortable sound, and there were decades, actually centuries of time, when if you used that in your music, it was considered the sound of the devil. That's how ugly it is. But it's cool. It's used a lot in music, actually. Here's her unison. You did some bad things, but I'm the worst of them. You did some bad things, but I'm the worst of them. There's her tritone right there. Yes, Taylor. Okay, thank you for joining me. I hope this was somewhat entertaining and informative. If you have any questions or you find that major 7th, please just comment below. And also, thanks for joining me. I've got a freebie in the description below that's meant to help independent artists just like you. So I hope you'll take advantage of that. And we'll see you next time.